All right, hello and good afternoon, and welcome on this Thursday afternoon. It's October the 26th. I realized it's been about 4 weeks, I think, since I've made an update video, and so I thought I should jump on real quick today. It'll be a short one, but I just wanted to kind of catch you up in case you thought maybe I fell off the face of the earth. I haven't. I've been busy at work, working on my strategy, working on becoming consistent. And we're not quite there yet, but we're getting better and better every day. And that's really all you can do, right? As long as you're pushing forward and getting better every day, you'll get there eventually. So I will give you an update on where I'm at. If you're new to the channel, welcome. The purpose of the channel was for me to document the process of me working to get 20 Apex accounts funded and ready to go. And we're still in that process. It's been a long time. So I am a slow learner. Fear not. It doesn't take everybody this long, I don't think, but it's taking me a long time. So it is what it is. I'll go through some of the lessons that I've learned over the last couple weeks and show you how this strategy performed today. So first things first, if you are new to the channel, I've done a couple of videos on my RTY strategy. This strategy is based off of Bob Anderson's gold line strategy. I've adapted it a little bit to make it a little bit more mechanical, and I'm focusing on the RTY with that strategy. And so it's not the only strategy that I trade. I've actually been working on a couple other strategies in the background as well for myself, but this is really the only one I'll probably talk about on this YouTube channel, at least for now. And it's because it's really easy to follow. It's very mechanical. If you don't overthink it, it works really well. My problem is I overthink it and I screw it up. So don't be like me. But I do have some other videos on the channel that show kind of the rules of the strategy. It's pretty simple. So let me show you the trades today and how it would have worked out if you'd have just mechanically taken every trade that showed up. So let's go to the chart. This is the RTY for today. Now, I'll touch on it briefly in case you're unfamiliar with the strategy. Essentially what we're looking for is our average lines here. So this is the red line is a 21 SMA based on the 5-minute time frame. The gold line is a 9-minute EMA based on the 5-minute time frame. And we are looking for the stack to be correct, meaning we are trading in the direction of the red line. So if price is above the red line, we're going long. If price is below the red line, we're going short. And we need this gold line to be in between price and the red line. Okay. So that's the first thing. So as price comes into the open, we have our conditions met. We have the red line at the bottom. We have the gold line in between price and the red line. So we are going long. We're looking for a reaction off of the gold line. So as price opens up, we're waiting for price to come down and touch. Now, we only take a trade the first or the second time the price touches this gold line. Normally, and we've done some testing on this to kind of draw some rules up around whether or not touches before the open count. And it can kind of go either way depending on what price action is doing pre-market. Sometimes there's news pre-market that kind of moves things. Sometimes there's not. In this case, because price came, touched the gold line right here, pre-market, and then pushed up, I will count this as a touch. So for me, this is touch 1. It comes back down for touch 2. Okay. And again, there's some things we could look at in terms of price action and kind of judge and guess whether or not this trade is going to work out. But if we didn't do any of that and we just said it's the second touch, we're going to take it. Essentially, the process is we're going to attach a order to this gold line. So after price opens up and pushes up, after the first 2 or 3 candles form above the gold line, I will have my order placed if I'm trading this strategy. Actually, right here, I was in oil, so I wasn't even watching at this point in time. But I would place my order on this line, 1 tick above it. Okay. And so I will have the order sitting here waiting. As soon as price comes down and touches, it's going to get me in. And let's see how this one would have worked out. I don't have, because I didn't take this trade, I don't have like the actual results to show you, but essentially the ATM strategy that we're going to use is going to be a 20 tick target with a 20 tick stop loss. I'm going to be into this for 2 contracts, and the first contract will sell at 10 ticks. And then the stop on the second contract will trail at that point, okay? So essentially the way that this one would have worked out is we would have got ticked in with 2 contracts here, plus or minus a little bit, depending on where the line was at that moment in time. This green line here is the 20 tick target. This red line here is the 20 tick stop loss. So you can see what would have happened is price did come down, but it did push up past 10 ticks. Okay, so our 10 tick target for our first contract would have been somewhere, let me drag this guy out of the way, would have been right here. Okay, would have sold the first contract, and then the second contract would have trailed up 20 ticks behind price. So price would have gone up here, and it would have come down and stopped us out for a loss on the second contract, but net we would have been positive. Okay, so it would have been a small win on the first trade. And then as price goes, it does eventually push up, but not before it pulls back, past where our stop loss would have been. And at this point, I'm just waiting for price to kind of move away from the line. We say a reset of price is after price closes on the opposite side of the line. Okay, so first touch, second touch. When do we reset? Well, we reset when price closes below the gold line. Technically, price does close below the gold line right here, so this would be a reset technically. However, because it's just right along this line, like we don't really have, you're really looking for price to move up and move down and move up. Here it's just kind of meandering. So if you have to squint to see if it did something, don't even worry about it, okay? It's the likelihood of it working is not good, so I wouldn't be in any of these trades. Eventually, price does definitively come below our lines. It pushes back above. We come down. Now this trade here, I marked it and it would have worked. However, I'm not sure I would have taken this trade necessarily because at the time, the lines are like right next to each other. It's not clear, okay, that the gold line is between price and the red line. Really, the red line and the gold line are together. So this, if you were feeling kind of risky, you could have taken this trade. It would have worked. But that's not really, an ideal trade. Technically, this is not a valid trade based on the strictest interpretation of the rules. But price does come up. It comes back for a touch. We would have got in here. It pushed down a little bit before it eventually pulled up and actually pulled way up. So this one would have worked. So assuming you did not take this one, you would have had a partial win, a full win. And then what does it do next? Well, it comes up here. Eventually it does come back. Now, is this a second touch or a third touch? I would look at this as a third touch because although it's not clear what's going on here in terms of are the lines in the right order? Did it pull back far enough? We do have space between the averages and price. So price does push up and come down. And that's really what we need to recognize in price is when it pushes up, pulls back, pushes up, pulls back. Okay, so it pushed up and it pulled back. So I'm going to count this, even though at the time it would not have been a valid entry. It did come back to test these averages. Comes up, tests the average. So that's 2. Even though this is kind of at the cross, I would count this as a third one. The other reason why you would not take this trade, which did fail, obviously, I'm pretty sure it came down more than 20. It came down 25 ticks. All right. Is because it has a broken pivot. So this is one of the only things that can happen that will invalidate a trade is a broken pivot. And what a broken pivot is, and again, this is the type of thing that if you have to squint to see it, it's probably not there. But this one is pretty clear, okay? We have a high. We drop down to this low. We have... From this low, it pushes up to this high. All right. And what do you notice about this high? This high doesn't go any higher. This actually is lower than the previous high. All right. So our previous high over here, we came down, we pushed up, but weren't able to go higher. Okay. And now we're pushing down from there into our gold line. Okay. The problem with this is that this bottom pivot here, this is the pivot we don't want to break. But if you look at this across here, okay, we broke this pivot. What does that mean? Why is that bad? Well, this trade is looking for price to bounce, and it's a continuation trade, okay? We're looking for price to continue in a direction, and price will stair step up and it will stair step down. Essentially over here, we're stair stepping up, right? We have kind of, I don't know, a low to maybe a high, down to a low, up to a high, to a low, but this low is higher than this low, okay? So we have higher lows. We've got a low, a higher low, a higher low. So we're stepping up, and this is what we want, right? So when we get into this trade, this is a higher step than the previous step, going in the direction that we want our trade to go. So that's good. This is bad because now we're stepping down, okay? And we don't want to expect price to change direction midstream. If it showed us it wants to step down, then we have to believe it. And sure enough, that's what it does. It breaks down here. Okay, and then from this low, it goes to here, which is a lower high. So we got high, lower high, lower high, and then it continues down. Okay, so that's just basic price action. And then we do not trade this. We trade up till 11 o'clock Central Time, which is 12 o'clock Eastern Time. And there's really no other trades. Okay, again, if you have to squint to find it, it's not there. Does price technically reset because all this price action has closed below our gold line? Yes, it has. Does price push above it? Yes, it does. But what do you notice about this high, right? When it pushes up, this high is lower than this high. So we're still stair stepping down. This is just not a good trade. Okay, so don't try and make things happen, especially when you see the lines coming closer together. That just means that the price isn't reacting as well. And that's the end of the trading day. So, okay, that was way more drawn out than I wanted it to be, but maybe that explanation will be of use to somebody. And so that's it. All right, let me give you an update as to where I am at in my accounts. Oh, this is painful, but it's the truth. So we're going to show it to you. Okay, so these are my accounts. Right now I'm trading 25 accounts. Apex has a 90% sell going right now. It's going through the 7th of November. So if you're watching this video before then, I've got my affiliate code. And yes, if you use my affiliate code, it does help me out. I'll get, like $2 or something from the account that you open. So, just to be transparent, that's how that works. So here's my accounts. I have this, and this has been a rocky road with these accounts. I added 5 more because of the 90% off. Just they're like my insurance policy. But primarily I'm trading, these 20 that are kind of on top here. And you can see I'm about $500 over my 50,000. I've been as high as 52.4. It varies. The balances on these are different because the trade copier from time to time will get in and out. You don't get the exact same fill on every account, but every account took the same trades. So it's just variation based on the trade copier. So we've been up and down, but we're still fighting it out. I'm actually I got down to like $237 from hitting my trailing drawdown. And then I had a monster trade, made $1,200, and we've been up and down. So it's been a wild ride, but we're getting better. We're getting better. So hopefully in the next couple days, 10 days or something, I'll be able to make a video and tell you that I passed all these accounts. But that's where we're at. And I think that's all I had for today. So we'll see if you if you like this strategy, this RTY strategy, and kind of a daily review of the trades is useful, let me know. And I'm happy to do a quick video just recapping those trades. Maybe a shorter video that doesn't take 15 or 20 minutes. If that's something that some of you would find useful. So if there's something specific like that you'd like from me, drop me a comment or send me a note, and we'll be happy to oblige. Anyway, hope you had a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.